Hi, I'm Yash, and in this video I'll be demonstrating how to paint green grass. So for that I'll take in some lime yellow and touch of green into that, and I've added some water to it. Let's come right over here and just drop in our grass. Very bright. Added more of green now. Okay, something like that. Just shaping the land. Something like that. Turn the paper and just block that color in. So now while that one's busy drying, I'll take in some green, some lime yellow, mostly green, and touch of black. Maybe we need more of black. Look at that, I get a mid-tone color. Just tap once or twice on your palette, just like that, and tap it until you feel that the brush is going to give the texture that is required. So now I've allowed it to dry completely, and let's come right over here and just drop in just some indications of grasses. Tap it very lightly, you don't want them to get big, and as we come over here they'll get bigger. Tap it as light as possible. You can skip some spots. Okay, let's bring it all the way down, and here I'll add in more of black, less of lime yellow, and let that be thick and fine and detailed. I'll turn the brush and just do it like that. Okay, something like that. I'm using the number 2 fan brush, and over there I'll take my filbert brush and a touch of lime yellow. Now I'm taking more of black and just tap it there, and let's come back over here and just drop in shadows. Look at that, it's that easy. You could even make use of the tree and texture brush, but since this brush is big, makes the process quick, I just use this brush. Just like that. Load in more of paint. Even here you can skip some spots and make the bottom, this lining, darker. Now I'll go straight into some lime yellow, and let's drop in some more of that mid-tone. Okay, something like that. Don't want to cover up everything. We still want that lime yellow with a touch of green which we painted initially. Now I'll just go straight into some black and drop it in right over there. Some more of that color, and they'll get dense over there. Make the line uneven in this corner. So now I've dipped my liner brush in water, and I'll take in some lime yellow, just some lime yellow. Just adding the foreground grass, fine blades of grass. And let's come right over here. Just drop in another one like that. Let them be thick. Add less of water. Another one's going to come off there. Just tap it. Now I've added just a drop or two of water. Just drag it off from the pile of paint and drop it in right over there. Go straight from the palette. Look at that, that gives fine blades of grass. Maybe another one sneaks there. Look at that. Now I've just loaded some thick paint just at the tip of the brush, and I'll come over here and drop in another one. that's brighter when compared to that. Another one, and you can add as few or as many as you want, but make sure that they're considerably big because they're in the foreground. So now I'll take my number 2 fan brush and just drop in some highlights. I've not cleaned this brush, and let's come over here and just drop in highlights to this. Load in thick paint, and this should work. Just creating the transition. Let's go ahead and drop it over there. Few flowers. Just pull it right down like that. Now it's fairly dry that we can drop in the highlights of the grass. And just dropping it in like that. Or you can start off from the top and go towards the bottom. Make sure each time you go and reload your brush and just a drop or two of water if you're painting in acrylics or watercolors. If you're painting in oils, you can add linseed oil. That taking thick paint, but if you take thick paint, make sure that you barely touch the surface. Now let's change the direction because grass grows in all directions. Moreover, this is a foreground grass. And let's come over here and just drop in a big one. A big one. Just indicating some light ones. I like that spot. Load in thick paint and come right over there and make them smaller. Let's come right over here and just drop in some more of those, and over here make sure that they're considerably small. Look at that. Just some over here and there. This is totally up to you. If you want, you can change the placements of these. Maybe let's say we'll have another one crossing over these two. It's that easy. And let's come over here too and drop in many of those. Take some paint from there and just drop it in there. So now on my filbert brush, I've taken off some of that color from my filbert brush, and I'll just come over here and add in some textures and darken them. You can gradually create that transitioning effect by tapping very lightly. And now I'll take in some lime yellow and give it a slight touch. Just like that. Skip some spots. That create that effect. And the trick to achieve this is not to tap too hard. Now I load in thick paint on that same number 2 fan brush, and I'll come right over here and just drop in a few of those. And as I come towards the foreground, change the direction of the brush. Okay, and now I'll just take on more of that color. Look at that. Take in decent amount of paint, and let's come right over here too and just drop in a few of those. Now let's go with another layer of highlight. Brighten up these. Add just a bit of water and some more of that highlight. Look at that. Now I've added a bit of highlight till there. I'll skip this part and I'll start adding in the highlight there. Now with my manipulated flat brush, I'll take in some warm green color mixed with sap green and lime yellow, And let's come right over here and drop in that highlight and fine detailings, that just like that. Taking more of that color and create some sort of interest and take it at the top and some over there too. And I'm just creating that soft smooth transition from the background to the foreground. So just like that, and then some spots are extremely bright, some spots are having mid-tone colors, some are in the shadows. I'll just do that, don't a whole lot of detailings there. So now let's go ahead with another coat of highlight. Each time you place the brush on the surface, make sure that you tap very lightly. Just like that, and then okay, something over there. Taking another coat, and it depends like how much brightness you want in the foreground. Just gonna tap it like that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just highlight this one more time, because these are water based paints, they dry dull. And I'll just take up this color and just drop it in right over there. That I'm rotating the brush as I'm moving. Taking another one right over there. Now with the mid-tone color on my number 2 fan brush, just tap it under that tree. Just creating some texture. Now I added just a bit of black with some lime yellow. And let's come right over here and just drop in grass in the shadow region. Something like that pushes it back and adds depth in the foreground. Okay, something like that. And some blades of grass in the shadow. Go till there. Now I've taken in white after cleaning that brush, manipulated flat brush, and let's come right over here and drop in a few white flowers. Okay, something over there, and then so we're gonna go back till it gets smaller. Just like that, and you can give it a slight rub like that. And some over there too. Then just tap it. So now that is looking very generic, the white flowers are looking very generic, so you can just go ahead and add in one or two detailed ones. One is over there, another one, it'll get bigger, and maybe another one over there, another one over here. You can have as few or as many as you want, that's totally up to you. Smaller the brush, the more detail you're going to get. Just like that. With this, I come to the end of this painting. I hope you have enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.